we're going to talk about how scientists identify substances by observing their unique properties. Turn and talk. What does it mean if they're a unique property? Go. Alright, some things I heard is that they're all different in some way. No one can copy them. You're all unique. You all have your own properties that you hold that other people don't. So we want to, when we're looking, we'll talk about how we make our observations unique. Okay, so that's the biggest thing, is we want our observations to be unique so we can tell the difference between the different substances. So we are going to do 4 tests in your groups. Okay, we're going to talk through them and then you'll go ahead and get started as a group. The first test we're going to do is we're going to look at appearance. So using your eyes, Landon, to do some observing. So we're going to all have, there's magnifying glasses at your stations, so we'll use magnifying glasses. Your job is to look at the items that you're looking at, and we're going to have 5 different powders. Can you do a favor? Can you grab me one of the buckets of all the supplies in the background? So we're going to look at 5 different powders. Your job is to look at them and write down what they look like. They are all white. So writing down white across the board is not a unique property. Yes, there's differences in the white. I know one group said that this powder looked bright white. So that would be a unique way to describe the color, because they don't all look the same. All right? Yes?
Could you say it's a white color with just like, for example, that one, like the 12, it's like with a green tint?
Sure. Yeah, some of you noticed a greener tint. They for sure look different. So yes, they're all a shade of white, but be more specific than just they're white. Maddie?
Like the salt is like shimmery.
Yeah, so use as much description as you can when you're describing the difference between them. A really good thing to think about as you're doing this is to compare. What do they look like in comparison? That helps you notice, Landon, different things about the powders. So something to remember is comparing between 2. The second test, you're going to do a solubility test. Okay, so we're finding out if the substance is dissolved in water. All right, so you're going to use your graduated cylinder. So your taller measuring tool that you have is the graduated cylinder. You're going to use this, and you're going to measure 30 mils of water. So milliliters, okay, you're going to use the same. You're going to add some of the powder into the beaker. So remember, I think we talked about this yesterday. You guys are going to have 2 beakers. One, does everyone remember what one is for? Disposal, and the other is for experiments. Important thing about the experiment one is in between experiments, what do you need to do to it? Wash it. Yeah. So in between you need to wash it, okay? So second test, we're going to add the water to the powder. You're going to mix it. A lot of groups, you can kind of swirl it as you're mixing it. Otherwise, you can use the end of your dropper as a mixing tool, okay? And then all you're jotting down in your chart is if it's clear, that means it dissolved. If it's cloudy, or if there's still powder on the bottom, it did not dissolve. So the only thing you're writing down for this one is if it dissolved or didn't dissolve. Kenna?
How much powder should we add?
Good question. So that's another thing. The powder I'm giving you is the powder you're going to get. So, if you need to do 4 experiments with this powder, maybe thinking of, okay, what's 1/4 of this? And if you accidentally use too much or whatever, it's fine, okay? But just use part of it. You'll still be able to tell if it dissolves or not. Yes?
So if we run out before the iodine and vinegar test, then we don't get it?
Nope, if you run out, of course I will give you more because I want you to complete it. But I do just want you to think that if you can, do your best to use the powder for all of the tests, okay? All right, so that was solubility test. The third one is a vinegar test, all right? I will give you vinegar. Vinegar has a smell to it, and you know that. You've all smelled vinegar before, so instead of, it's vinegar, it smells, and so now we're gonna use vinegar, okay? So you're gonna do 5 drops with your dropper into your test beaker, And all you're noticing for this one is if it bubbles or it doesn't bubble. That's all. So you write, yes, it bubbled, no, it didn't bubble. It may do other things, but the only thing you're writing down is if it bubbles or doesn't bubble. Yes? You don't need to mix it, nope. So you'll pour powder in, you'll drop your 5 drops of vinegar on top of the powder, and then you're gonna observe it. If it bubbles, write it bubbles. If it doesn't, it doesn't bubble. Okay? The last test, we're doing iodine, an iodine test. Does anyone know what iodine is or is used for? Bella? Yeah. Raise your hand. Has anyone ever had iodine put on them before a surgery?
I might have, but I think I was asleep.
Okay. So if it's almost, it looks almost brown when they put it on your skin. It's like a browny, orangey. Yeah, and it's kind of cool, but it does stain. So as we're doing this, take into account it does stain. That means all you're doing is you have 5 drops. So it's not like you have a crazy amount of iodine. So if it does drop, we can clean it up, but just know if it gets on your clothes, it will stain. Okay. Yesterday it got on some of the counters, it stains. So just do your best. Be careful with the iodine because it does stain. Will it come off over time?
Yeah.
Yes, but it will stain your hands right away. Yes.
Can we go on ice box?
I don't think you'll need to. It's only 5 drops, unless you're like super concerned. I mean, that's fine, but you shouldn't be going crazy with the iodine. Okay, so it's same thing as the vinegar test. 5 drops onto the powder in your test beaker, and all you're noting is if it turns dark purple or almost a blackish color, and that's all you're writing down. Yes, it turned dark purple. No, it stayed the same, and it's very clear as to what it looks like. Let's see. This is all the powder you're gonna get. You're looking for unique properties. Okay. Once you've finished your chart, so you guys already have started this. Once you've finished your chart, I will give you a mystery powder. The mystery powder is one of the ones you've already studied, but you are going to have to do all the tests on it to prove to me which one you have. So I will give you a mystery powder. You have to do all the tests to prove it, because saying, oh, it looks like flour, just by appearance, my appearance test, it's not proving it. You need to have more data points to prove it, okay? Yes?
With the iodine test, you have to mix it?
The iodine test, no mixing, nope. All you're doing is dropping it on top. Good question. Anything else?
So I have 2 questions.
Yes.
I already forgot the first.
Okay.
Is the mystery powder one of the 4 that we are using already?
The mystery powder is one of the 5. So you're going to use your chart to compare your data, right? So whichever one has similar results. Okay. Yes.
How much, could you just use a little bit of water from like that, or how much do you have to use?
Use the 30 mils. So everyone's going to stay consistent and use 30 milliliters of water.
No, like every time?
Every time 30 milliliters of water. Yep. Good question. Okay, I challenge your groups to work like well-oiled machines today. Okay, so like maybe split up jobs, right? Does it really matter who gets the water, who cleans it out? No. So I want you to do your best to work together. That's your challenge today, okay? You're looking for unique properties between the 5 powders. Whoever is the tallest at your table is going to come to the back counter. Sorry, it's not you. Come to the back counter and get your supplies. Go.
That is me!
No, Sophie, I think it's Haley.